the most beautiful place in all creation.
A land beyond a great, vast forest, surrounded by majestic mountains.
Make your way into a child's pose at home, but always adapt. Make that comfy to you. So either your legs apart, your legs together, your arms in front, or your arms could be back behind. A couple of times, just kind of breathe in, long in and out of your nose, trying to make a slow, calm breath. Now, taking your time, you're going to move into a box shape. Your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees are under your hips then. To every long breath in through your nose, you're going to carefully round your upper back. And then to every breath out of your nose, you're going to carefully arch your lower back. Continue with those, helping to ease tension and pressure across your upper back and down into your lower back. Complete one more round and then one more arching of your back. And then from here, we're going to bring our right foot forward. Our right heel is underneath our right knee to begin. And we're going to just carefully begin to kind of lean and lunge forward into our right leg. And it will make down the front of our left leg and our hip open up and stretch. So as you lean weight forward into your right leg, your left leg will then be the one stretching. Now, coming up, so upper body is going to lift high, and I've got the back of my hands behind my lower back. As I bring my arms backwards, I'm pushing my chest forward, and that's going to help stretch in my shoulders. Maybe, if you're flexible enough, you could link your fingers behind your back and attempt to straighten the arms. Going to hold that for one more long breath in. And then breathing out. Upper body coming down, and your left hand stays down under your left shoulder, and your right arm has gone up towards the ceiling. You then wrap the right back of your hand behind your lower back, and you just begin trying to turn open in your right shoulder joint, and that will help to open in the right shoulder then. One more breath in, and then as you're breathing out, the right arm briefly goes up and that right hand comes down, and then you step back with your right leg into a box shape, and you do one more round in and one more arching of your back, and then it would be your left foot coming forward. You begin to lean and you lunge in to the left leg, so you're making the right leg down the front of the right leg and the hip open up. Just always trying to breathe long and slow in and out of your nose then. And then upper body lifted, rising, back of the hands behind your lower back. So once again, as you try to pull your arms back, you're pushing your chest forward. With the option again, maybe you could link your fingers together behind your back and attempt to straighten your arms. with your next breath out, just take your time, then relax in your arms, chest comes down to your right hand into the mat under the right shoulder, your turn in your back and your waistline, so the left arm goes up and then the left back of the hand wrapping behind your lower back. As you hold, just keep with any stretch, try to keep breathing long and calm. Hold in for one more long breath in, and as you breathe out, well, that left arm up, and when it comes down, you return to a box shape. One rounding of your upper back and one arching of your lower back. And then here, we're going to try and position our knees wider than our mat, but whilst we keep the soles of our feet together. So again, just try and make sure the soles of your feet stay together, your knees wider than your mat, so your legs, your hips are fairly wide, they are open, and you lower your upper body down in towards your mat. And you can play there. Do you kind of lean body weight a bit more forward? Do you lean your body weight slightly a bit further back? And it can all affect how you are opening up in the front of your hip. Just try and hold steady and just try to keep breathing long and calm. We're going to hold this one for a bit longer than the other ones. Hold in for one more breath in, and then as you're breathing out, just take your time to come out of that, and you're going to make your way to a downward dog. So a downward dog, we're going to begin to push our heels down towards our mat. And then our left leg will come forward into a pigeon pose. So the left leg coming forward bent, your left knee wanting to land to the left edge, the left side of your mat. Your right leg wanting to pull back, kind of low and straight. And your hips want to try and remain parallel to your mat. So don't lean and collapse into your left hip. You can either remain upright, you haven't got to lower your upper body down, but otherwise then yes, that is an option. You could attempt to lower upper body down towards the ground. This one as well, you do end up holding for some time, so do just keep breathing deep, calm. And then from here then, that pigeon, we can attempt to turn that into a king pigeon. That is my attempt at a king pigeon, that's all I've got. But yeah, basically the right heel, the right foot comes towards you, you hold onto the right foot and you pull it towards you with any grip. If you are able to then add a lower back bend into that to then overhead reach the leg, well then yes, you could do that as well. And hold in for one more breath in, and then as you breathe out, you want to slowly let go, come out of that pose, Once the right leg has straightened, you'll come back to a downward dog then. But then once the downward dog, you're going to lift your left leg back up high behind you. With the left leg going up high, you're then trying to turn open in your left hip, bend in the left leg, and that will help again to encourage opening up even more in the front of the left hip. And then with that left foot coming down, we can then do our right leg into Pigeon Pose. So the right leg now will be the one coming forward bent, kind of roughly a 45-degree angle I'd always begin with. It can be pushed into 90, that's up to you at home. The right knee to the right edge of the mat, the left leg pulling back low and straight. The option again, do you feel comfortable with just staying upright? Or do you choose to lower your upper body down towards the mat at the moment? And then there's an option again where you either remain in a pigeon or you attempt to build up into the king pigeon. You are now bringing your left leg towards you, holding on to that left foot with the grip at the level that you can at home. And then you're going to slowly come out of that. Once that left leg has straightened, that's the right leg back, then to a downward dog. And then from here, you're going to lift your right leg back up high, turning open in your right hip. Whenever you do this, make sure your left knee, your left toes point straight ahead. You don't want to let them point inward, okay? And then that right foot coming down to a downward dog. A moment, you then drop onto the knees, a box shape, just a round and an arch of your back. And then you're then going to make your way in a moment to a seated position, okay? When you get there, you at home then make your way now to a seated position. Maybe like I'm going to do now, have a pillow underneath you. It makes you kind of begin higher up, therefore makes the stretches easier to build. And I think making things easier is a good thing. What you're doing, the soles of your feet are together, your hands around your feet, and you just with time allow your upper body to lean forward, and you're trying to allow the weight of your legs to relax, opening up even more in your hip. And as you breathe out, you're gonna slowly straighten up, point your right leg away from you, but your left leg bent. And you're going to carefully begin to lean upper body towards your right leg. Either reach towards your right foot or put your hands either side of that right leg. And that will make in the left side of your lower back open up and stretch. You can play a bit where you lean your upper body weight a bit more towards. We're going to repeat that now in a moment on the other side, but in between, look, both legs now are pointed out wide. Either remain upright, so you haven't got to lean forward, but if you can lean forward at home, then yes, you are welcome to do so. Stretching even deeper the insides of your thighs. Then returning, straightening up. Then going to keep the left leg where it is, but the right leg is now bent, and we're going to take our time to lean forward towards our left leg. And then just taking time, coming out of that stretch. And here, I'm going to let you choose then at home. You can either say that is it, you've done the stretching video. Have a moment, just kind of round your shoulders, you're seated, just breathe calm a couple of times then. Or, if you want then, I'd invite you now at home, just make your way, lie in any way comfy to you. And you're just going to have your head and your shoulders down, your eyes, you want to have them closed. And I'm just telling you to simply breathe long and calm in and out of the nose. This video will play out. You haven't got to get up once the video has stopped. Just you at home in your own time, you would make your own way up and continue on with your day. I'll just leave you and say, I hope you have enjoyed, and thank you very much.